Let's move on now to the next question. And the next question today comes to us from Ryan Lewis, who writes, so, DC announced that they have now cast Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Jurnee Smollett-Bell for the roles of Black Canary and Huntress. I tell you what, I'm excited for this casting news. Not so much for the film, but I welcome my mind on being changed. I'm a huge fan of Elizabeth since 10 Cloverfield Lanes. What are your thoughts? Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a little bit mixed on this whole thing about Birds of Prey. So, for those of you who probably heard, the other day, they announced an official release date for Birds of Prey. I mean, they've put it on the calendar now. It's coming out in February of 2020. Just 2 months, or just a few months, I should say, after Wonder Woman comes out. 3 or 4 months after Wonder Woman comes out, we're going to get Birds of Prey coming out. So, I did not see this sidebar that Ray created till right now. That's awesome. Ray does great stuff. Anyway. So I'm a little torn. On the one hand, I am not yet on board with this whole movement away from Batman, Superman, the fact that they've just been throwing Superman aside. I don't see the need for a Birds of Prey movie. I really don't. That being said, the casting that's coming together is pretty good. First of all, I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I was down for a standalone Harley Quinn movie, not completely on board for a Birds of Prey, but whatever. I am completely in love with the Mary Elizabeth Winstead casting. Absolutely in love with that. I love her. Yes, she was great in 10 Cloverfield Lane, but oh my gosh, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, her remake of The Thing, which was not great, but I'm telling you what, she was great in it, and 1,000 other things. Now, Jurnee Smollett-Bell, who's playing Black Canary, she was mostly known for her work in True Blood. True Blood is not a show that I really watched much of. So I have no opinion about her casting because I have nothing negative nor positive to say. I don't really remember watching her in much. But there are some friends of mine, including Robert Meyer Burnett, who did watch True Blood that are actually quite excited by her casting, so that's great. So the casting's coming together really nice. But again, the big thing for me in this is Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I love this girl. Even when she's playing John McClane's daughter in a bad Die Hard movie, even then, I like her. I just think she brings this charm. There is this I'm not going to use the word charisma, not like The Rock or Will Smith. She brings this unbelievable charm whenever she's on screen that just makes me fall in love with her every time she's in a movie. I just fall in love with her over and over again every time I see her in a movie. She's incredible. And I love that charm she's able to bring to her characters. Seeing her, and if you know much about Huntress, who can be very vicious and very violent, depending on the incarnation of Huntress they want to go for. But she can be a very, very vicious, sometimes heartless, violent character. It's going to be really interesting seeing Winstead bring her sensibilities to a role like that. So, end of the day, I'm still a little bit torn. I'm still not completely on board with this whole idea of even this movie in the first place. But hey, Margot Robbie as Quinn, Winstead as Huntress. And now you got an actress that I don't know much about in Jurnee, but a lot of other people are excited about as well, playing Black Canary. Okay, here's something interesting. In Deadline, they put kind of a I don't know if you guys heard about this. Deadline, in one of their stories on this, put in kind of a throwaway line that said, this movie's taking place in a Gotham that is not protected by Batman. Now, none of us were expecting Batman to show up in this movie, right? I mean, none of us were dumb enough to think that Batman is actually going to show up in this movie. So that's fine. But what do you mean by a Gotham that is not protected by Batman? Now, was that just a wordplay thing? Was that just their way of saying Batman's not in the movie? Or are they actually saying in this Gotham they're in, there's no Batman protecting Gotham? And so I read that and I'm like, whoa, wait. So are you saying this Batman's just not there? I wasn't expecting him to be in the movie, but are you saying he's not even in Gotham? This is a city right now without a protector? Is that what you're saying? And if so, what does that mean? Now, again, it was just from one little line that I may be completely misinterpreting. So I'm not going to get into it too awful much. I just wanted to bring it up and mention, I looked at that and I'm like, what does that mean? Consider me fascinated. consider me fascinated by what that could possibly mean. All right, with that out of the way, let's go to the final email today.